According to a recent survey, the top retirement planning mistakes that people are making, and there was plenty of them, but here's some of the top ones. Underestimating the impact of inflation. Think about this. Inflation has spiraled out of control. We all know that, and it's really not under control yet, but it'll get there eventually. But not understanding that the income you need over time is going to increase. I've talked about this many times, but you have what the United States talks about as average inflation. That's the cost of goods that are rising. But what about your own personal inflation number? And you say, Mark, what do you mean by that? Well, think about this. My own personal inflation number in my household has actually risen in the last couple of years. And here's why. Not because of what we talk about in the media every day with the cost of goods, but because I've chosen to not do some things around my own house that I used to actually enjoy. I was always one that enjoyed getting out and doing my landscaping and making sure my lawn looked pristine. I've gotten to a place in life, maybe I'm a little too busy, or maybe I've just found other things that attract my attention more, but I now hire people to take care of my lawn. I have a great landscaping company. I couldn't be happier because guess what? I show up and I come home from a hard day at work and it's perfect. It looks exactly like I want it to look. So that's a form of my own personal inflation that's risen because I'm choosing not to do things that I actually am capable of doing. Well, as you get older, there's going to be more and more of that you want to do. Why did you save all this money in the first place if not to stop doing things that you really don't choose to do? Maybe it's going to be housework. You're going to have someone come do it once a week, or maybe that'll be twice a week. Maybe you'll eat out more. But that's a form of inflation that many people aren't calculating into their actual spending plan. How about another one? Underestimating how long you're going to live. This is one that I see time and time again with my fiduciary planners, my certified financial planning team, where clients are telling them, oh, you don't need to run my plan past 80 or 85. Stop it. We're seeing clients regularly living well into their 90s. We have to at least plan, if it's a married couple, for one of the two to get to the age of 95. Now we're starting on a plan that I have more confidence in. So that's a big one. This is one that happens all the time. Being far too conservative with your investments. Now, this is a personal one because I totally understand this, but I've seen the effects of it personally when it comes to my own father. You see, my father was living the retirement life of his dreams. I'm not sure it was my mom's retirement of her dreams, but it was definitely my dad's. They had moved out of Atlanta, Georgia, bought a condo down in beautiful Jupiter, Florida, right on a golf course. My dad could walk right out the sliding glass door of that 2-bedroom condo and right onto the putting green. And man, did he love it. He played golf every day. And then the event known as Black Monday caused him to lose over 50% of his retirement dollars that he had set aside for retirement. In doing so, caused him to dramatically panic, take all the money out of the market, and he was far too conservative. And years later, it was very clear he could no longer stay in the retirement of his dreams. He had to sell that place, move back to Atlanta. My dad died young. My mom went on to live a very long life at age 94, but she had to have the help of family members like myself to help her in retirement. And that should have never happened. But my dad was far too conservative after he had that major loss. And I totally understand that. He should have never lost the amount of money he lost at that particular time. That was the problem. But then he went way too conservative and that created another problem. How about this one? Setting unrealistic expectations on your returns. Now that's one we see all the time. People think they're just magically going to make some mysterious number on their returns. Again, it's about having a written financial plan that allows you to use your money when you're younger in life, knowing you're not going to run out of money older in life. And when you think about the returns, when we think we're going to make this kind of a return, we plan for this kind of a return. Why? You've got to underestimate those things. Remember, one of the great things in life is under promise and over deliver. And that has to happen when it comes to return expectations. And how about this? Forgetting to factor in healthcare costs. We see people all the time working with big box retail planners And they've never discussed how much healthcare is going to cost. There's a Fidelity study done that says the average 65-year-old married couple will spend $300,000 in their lifetime for healthcare costs. And we're not talking about things like long-term care. We're talking about just regular healthcare costs. Have you actually planned for that in your retirement plan? These are just a few of the top retirement planning mistakes that you need to be taking care of and be looking out for, especially in the volatile markets we find ourselves in 2023.